Okay, I don't know. We're good to go.
Great, thanks. Well, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, or early morning. It's early morning for me from wherever you are in the world. I'm Alana McGinty, Senior Program Manager with the USAID Digital Frontiers Project, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the Friends of ICT4Ag Where Are They Now session. Since 2019, Digital Frontiers has supported USAID's Bureau of Resilience and Food Security to implement ICT4Ag. This year, building on lessons learned from 2019 and 2020, we made a conscious effort to strengthen the ties between past and current ICT4Ag events and emphasize the knowledge sharing that is an essential element of this global convening. Today, I'm introducing 3 short videos we've received from friends of ICT4Ag, sharing their perspective on the connections from ICT4Ag 2020 until today. If any of our friends of ICT4Ag are in the session today, I think we have both Shamila and Casey joining us. Please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. Throughout the session, if you have questions or comments for them, please feel free to put them into the chat, or you can follow up with any of our friends of ICT4Ag within the Whova platform under attendees or messages. Friends of ICT4Ag, Where Are They Now is one way that we're building connections across the years of ICT4Ag. We reached out to multiple folks who were involved in ICT4Ag 2020 to ask, where are you now? What has changed for you since ICT4Ag 2020? And what do you see going forward in your work and in the broader ICT4Ag community? To briefly recap, ICT4Ag 2020 was the first time that ICT4Ag went virtual, open to a truly global audience. Over the course of 16 consecutive hours, 1,502 attendees engaged in ICT4Ag with 82 speakers from around the world. Today, we'll hear from 3 different perspectives. People who were involved in planning ICT4Ag, a presenter in one of the keynotes, and someone who participated in a follow-up webinar as part of the AgriLinks ICT4Ag 2020 theme month. All 3 bring a unique perspective to the value of convenings like ICT4Ag. First up, we'll hear from Shamla Ashraf, Director of Strategy and Product Growth at Havos AI. Shamila was one of the conference organizers in 2020. In her video, she takes the opportunity to share her perspective on the importance of global convenings and the community that comes together to collectively try and problem solve global challenges.
Hi, my name is Shamla Ashraf. I'm coming to you live from my jungle. I was a ICT4Ag 2020 organizer and one of the MCs for the event. Really excited to be able to participate in ICT4Ag 2022, and a huge shout out to USAID, DAI, and IntelliCap for putting together this event with all their donors and organizers, of course. I think for me, the kind of most important part of ICT4Ag or any convening like this is that the organizers are always very intentional and very thoughtful about how we put together these spaces. So, it's always amazing to see how ICT4Ag brought together decision makers, experts, community organizers, community members, and youth and college students as well. And just being able to see kind of the space that's built, of course, with a common set of guidelines, a common passion to do something about some of the issues we're facing in the world, but being able to see all these different perspectives and experiences help shape what those solutions can look like, and building a space for that to happen is one of the most rewarding experiences that I had working on ICT4Ag in previous years. Within that, I think one of the best sessions, in my very biased opinion, was actually when we had an Ask Me Anything with farmers, and really got to hear from farmers and got to hear about their experiences, the challenges they face, and actually troubleshoot with them on how our community and how our experts and our implementers can really help alleviate some of the concerns that farmers have. So that was by far one of my favorite sessions to organize. I'm really excited to be here, of course, coming in a new capacity from a private tech company startup side, but excited yet again to be engaging with all of these different people and all of our different speakers and participants. So yeah, welcome to ICT4Ag 2022.
To view Shamila's favorite session, which was also my favorite session from ICT4Ag 2020, you can see the link I shared in the chat and view that later. Secondly, we'll hear from Alpha Synan, founder and executive director of YFarm, who is part of one of our keynotes, Digital Responses to COVID-19 Disruptions. Alpha provides a brief update on where the programs he presented during ICT4Ag 2020 are, and comments on the benefits of global learning and youth engagement in a conference like ICT4Ag.
Hi everyone, I'm Alpha Synan from Trinidad and Tobago in the lovely Caribbean. I'm the founder and executive director of YFarm, which means We Help Youth Farm. And YFarm is an NGO that pioneers agricultural, educational, entertainment, agri-edutainment, to ensure that our young people are inspired, motivated to take action towards achieving food and nutrition security. I was happy to have been part of the ICTforAg conference in 2020, where I sat on a panel with other young people that discussed how COVID-19 disrupted our agribusinesses. One such project I presented was our Agripreneur Mastermind program that was greatly affected. However, we are happy to share that this program will now be virtual at a community level and at a national level. The Agripreneur Mastermind program is an 8 weeks intensive training program that allows our agripreneurs to develop their skill sets and to take it one step further along the agricultural value chain. Another project was the Plant Your Plate movement, which is still in existence. It's a WhatsApp group that allows for exchanging and sharing of ideas and information for new gardeners, for new farmers to be able to develop their capacity in agriculture and farming. Another project was our agriculture school tour that unfortunately got stopped because of lack of physical appearances. But however, we are now going into schools virtually and still doing outreach with respective schools. Also, our Agriman, our Amazing Adventures of Agriman comic book series, we continue to add more and more content and more stories and engage these schools online as well. Attending this session allowed for the sharing of information amongst other young people in different parts of the world. That we realized that our problems are very similar and we could utilize different solutions that were shared by other persons at the panel. I would definitely encourage young people to attend such conferences to be able to share and to be able to learn and develop and understand how ICTs can really impact your agribusinesses and impact your food systems.
I've also shared in the chat the digital responses to COVID-19 disruptions session that Alpha was a part of, and a link with more information about YFarm, the organization that he founded and is the executive director of. Last but not least, we have Casey Harrison, the Impact and Learning Director of Nuru International and the Agricultural Technology Working Group lead for EMEA. Casey was a part of the AgriLinks ICT4Ag Theme Month webinar titled Unpacking Sustainability Journeys. Casey shares an update on exciting developments with Nuru International and EMEA since the webinar relevant to the ICT4Ag community. He encourages folks to be in touch if they're interested in collaborating on these initiatives.
Hi, my name is Casey Harrison. I'm the Impact and Learning Director for Nuru International. For those of you who don't know Nuru, and pharma organizations in the most marginalized and vulnerable regions of the world. I also act as the Agricultural Technology Working Group lead for a network called AMEA, or the Agribusiness Market Ecosystem Alliance. And some of you might remember that I participated in an ICTforAg session in 2021 called Unpacking Sustainability Journeys. Today, I'd like to connect some of the ideas from that session with the ICTforAg 2022 conference themes. To begin with, the AMEA AgTech Working Group continues to spur innovation through collaboration through two main objectives in 2022. One is the continuation of our webinar series we started in 2019 to connect ag tech service providers and technology developers with development actors and AMEA members to have frank conversations about how they can work together on the ground. Next, we have a new product in AMEA called the AMEA AgTech Roadmap for Pharma Organizations. This will be developed in 2022, and it aims to ensure that pharma organizations and micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises have an opportunity to identify the right bundles of technologies for where their business is in its development journey, and also that are appropriate for the context in which they operate as a business, that is the national and the subnational context. If that's something that you're interested in learning more about or collaborating on, please reach out. Next, I want to talk about two locally led NGOs, Nuru Nigeria and Nuru Kenya. In 2022, Nuru Kenya is launching a computer skills training curricula, as well as a blended learning curricula for agribusiness through a regional training college that will reach farmers historically excluded from digital development opportunities. It specifically targets them where they work and where they live so that they have the opportunity to not only engage with applications and software, but engage with hardware, computers, tablets, and phones. And we're really excited about this opportunity in Kenya, in Migori County, Homa Bay, and Baringo County. Lastly is Nuru Nigeria, with an exciting new partnership with Ignitia, a tropical weather service company. They'll be rolling out targeted SMS weather information to 2,000 farmers in Northeast Nigeria in 2022.
You can access the Unpacking Sustainability Journeys webinar at the link I shared in the chat. Sorry for the really long links. And I'm happy to see that Casey already linked to Nuru International and also to AMEA, if you want to get more information on those organizations. While Shamla, Alpha, and Casey each bring a different perspective and connection to ICT4Ag, one thread common across what they shared is the ability to connect, network, collaborate, and learn from each other in this global forum, which is invaluable. I hope you'll take the time to share your experiences with each other as we head into day 2 of ICTforAg 2022 and take advantage of some of the features of the ICTforAg Huva platform. In addition to attending sessions, you can message fellow attendees, add a topic, or create a social group in the community. You can even add photos. And as of last night, there were only 300 something photos, and now there are 567 as of a few minutes before this session. So check out those photos. It's really interesting to look at all of them, actually. And however you decide to engage, we hope you'll also become a friend of ICTforAg and share your feedback with us at the end of the conference by completing the survey that will be sent out. Your feedback will help us so that we can continue to build and implement a conference that is responsive to the community and creates connections for years to come. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever time it is, and see you at the rest of the conference.